To be inducted into the Columbus Area Business Hall of Fame in 2015, one of the true pillars of the early business community in Columbus. Born in Germany in 1853, Theodore Friedhof lost both his parents at the age of 10. He immigrated to the U.S., and by the age of 14, he was working at Lord & Taylor department store in New York City. By one account, he was not to see his family again for 70 years, until his brother William visited him in Columbus in 1937. He left New York City in 1872, and after a brief stay in Illinois, moved to Columbus in 1875. He became a clerk at the dry goods store of Carl and Louis Kramer on 11th Street. He opened his own store on 13th Street just 3 years later at the age of 25. The next year, 1879, he bought the Bone Steel Brothers dry goods store. The Friedhof store was moved into a brick building soon after, and then in 1918, the building was replaced with a brick and stone structure that stands today essentially as it was when Theodore built it for a cost of $65,000 on the corner of 13th Street and 27th Avenue. Theodore was known to be within 20 feet of the front door of his store, greeting customers virtually any hour of the day. He operated the business until he sold the store in 1929 to Fred Schweizer from David City. He then retired from day-to-day operation, though he remained owner of the building until 1946. Theodore was one of the founders of the German National Bank in 1906. He was elected vice president of the bank at their first board meeting, and he held that position for 40 years. He financed construction of the bank building on the corner of 27th Avenue and Platt Street, now 13th Street. He sold the building to the bank at cost. The bank changed its name to Central National Bank during World War I. In 1930, the bank bought a large part of the interest of the First National Bank. Theodore was also one of the founders of the Evans Hotel Company, one of the true icons of the Columbus community in the early 1900s. He, along with Mrs. Albert Gaynor, gifted the Platte County Fairgrounds to Platte County in 1944. Theodore donated the material for the famous Columbus Arches along Highway 30, and he was also a donor to the Babcock Power Canal, a project that did not materialize, as well as the Loop Public Power District project that followed it. Theodore died in Columbus in May 1946 with his two sons at his bedside. A man who both literally and figuratively built a significant portion of what we see today in downtown Columbus. Theodore Friedhof is inducted into the Columbus Area Business Hall of Fame in 2015.